Disney List Time. Taking a look at some of the hits and misses out at Walt Disney World for a spring break trip report. How's it going, everybody? Wade Heath with you here alongside Garrett Hassel, Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzone. Tyler and Katrina recently went on a Walt Disney World vacation here during spring break, and they have some things to share with you about what's happening out there, hits, misses, and beyond. We're going to start with Tyler. Take us through some of the things you saw and some of the things that the audience should know about as we think about our next Disney World trip.
Yeah, so I mean, actually, on this past trip that we just went on, we had a lot of first times for us.
Cool.
You know, it's not something...
That's very rare.
What?
Very rare.
Yeah, very rare, exactly.
Yeah, because
I
like...
thought you said, where?
Yeah, I know, that's what I thought too. I was like, what?
Where'd you go?
Follow along, Garrett. Come on.
I've got 8 hours of jet lag, man.
So we, like I said, we had a lot of first times, and so that was really fun. Again, like Garrett said, it's very rare for us to be able to do certain things for the first time. But the first thing I'm going to start with is the Swan Reserve, which, for those that don't know, obviously Swan and Dolphin has been around for quite some time over in Disney World. It's actually a Marriott hotel. It's not technically a Disney thing, but they're pals, whatever. And,
Whatever.
I said that and I wanted to see Wade's face. I don't know. So besties. Yeah, they're good friends. So we decided, the Swan Reserve, third tower, it's a brand new thing. And I gotta say, for the hits and misses, to stay on track with that, to me, it's kind of a miss. I hate to say it. Don't get me wrong, it's a very nice hotel, but it feels very just by itself. There's like nothing around there. The only restaurant in the whole hotel, there's a bar and there's like a quick serve place where you can, pick up cereal or whatever. But then there's a restaurant called Amare, but it's kind of one of those restaurants that's like, we got to build a restaurant in this hotel, It's not like it's
supplement.
Not like, yeah, it's not like something you would really go out of your way for. And also it's just super expensive. It's just crazy expensive for like we got a junior suite, and I'll just be straight up with you guys. We spent like $1,500 on like 3 nights. And when they say junior suite, I mean, it's the size of a standard room, basically.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It really is like
With a nook for a table.
Yeah, it's like,
That's
and there's a table in this nook, right? And that's also where the closets are. So anytime you want to use the closets, you have to move the table over. It's just like, it just doesn't make any sense. And so anyway,
You don't want to eat, and you can eat with your food that's hanging there, or you can eat with your clothes. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the closet.
Pretty much. It's kind of disappointing on that. Yeah. But I will say the parking area is very nice because it's very close by.
yeah.
So it's not...
The self-parking was nice.
That's a positive.
Yeah, there's a plus.
Yeah, so it's self-parking and valet, but at least it's not too far away either, like versus like Swan and Dolphin. Like they're like you park far, far away.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a trek.
But speaking of the Swan and Dolphin as well, there's a brand new restaurant that's only been open for a couple months over at the Dolphin, and it is called Rosa Mexicano. And I just want to briefly talk about it, that it is probably the best Mexican food I've ever had in Florida.
Oh, awesome.
Coming from somebody who's lived in Southern California their whole life, who obviously we get a lot of great Mexican food. I mean, that place was amazing. We had queso birria tacos and enchiladas. There's a duck confit enchilada that had mole on it that was like, dang, it was so good. Guacamole. I mean, I'm sure
Tableside guac.
Yeah, tableside guac.
Oh, my.
I'm sure you feel the same
Made
way
in
that it
molcajete.
was some amazing food, and I highly recommend if you're looking for. I mean, it's pricey. Don't get me wrong, but I highly recommend Rosa Mexicano for anything you want to do.
Price for quality.
Mexican style.
Yeah.
It matters.
And
Do they
on a
have,
positive
do they have a
note with
gluten-free
this-
menu?
They do, and it's not like a menu, but they kind of walked me through it, and it was very, very nice because like the guac is gluten free, the chips were gluten free. They were really nice with the enchiladas because the mole isn't, because we wanted the trio one where you can get like 3 different types. So they put the mole on the side so he could just put it on himself, so I could try a bite of the duck. And then kind of everything else, they were like really easy with like, to modify and whatnot, and it was really great. And the margaritas were really nice.
The service was great.
The servers were like, they were so sweet. And then on top of it too, when we were leaving, because you know, like in California, we're kind of like always asking about annual pass discounts and whatnot. And they're like, do we have an annual pass discount? And in Florida, it's always no.
Yeah, right.
They're like, no. And then this time we were like, oh, do you have an annual pass discount? And then they're like, no, but we do you have AAA? And we're like, yes. And they gave us a AAA discount of 20%.
That's so weird.
Isn't that wild? I was like, 20% discount for AAA? Yeah, here, throw my card.
Did that get Katrina saying, holy moly?
Holy guacamole.
I think so.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Do we have that?
I don't have my soundboard here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dang
Slow
it.
with the switch.
I know.
It's all right.
It was great though. It was like the food was really yummy. I think we ate way too much like right after the flight. He had to roll me back to Swan Reserve. He's like, okay, Katrina.
You can never eat too much. It's impossible.
Oh my God.
No.
It was really good. That guac, I even told Tyler the other day, I was like, honestly, after a day at Epcot, like, and I just wanted guac and I didn't want to like go to Mexico because the line was too long, I'd probably walk to Rosa Mexicana and just get like a margarita and a guac.
Can I get some guac to go?
Yeah. And I do like tableside. It's always fun.
No, table side's the best.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, great tip. Awesome.
So yeah, Rosa Mexicana, definitely a hit.
Good find.
So then on to our next first time. I mean, all these things have been first time so far, and another first time for us is going on Tron, the new roller coaster at Magic Kingdom, which, you know, this is a tough one for me because as you can see there's me and my sister, and we're enjoying ourselves on Tron. You know, I gotta say what's cool about the camera is there's one on each side, so that was like the one that you saw on my side. But then my sister too, she had her own camera, so she could be looking at like that camera too. So in a way that's really cool, but also it makes it a little bit strange when you look at the photos because somebody's looking in the opposite direction, right? On each photo. Anyway,
I get my shot.
Tron is beautiful. It's cool that you're on this motorcycle. I think it is very short and it's not very thrilling. So if you're looking for, you know, a new contender for something to take the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind throne, that ain't happening here. This is a fun ride. It's like I said, it's beautiful, but it's a pretty big to do to get in there and then be on a ride for like what feels like a minute 15 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Guardians feels like 5 minutes, honestly.
Yeah, Guardians is a good length, I feel. And you know, I think I've seen a lot of people comparing this to the length of like Rock and Roller Coaster. You know, I would say this is kind of a less bumpy, less thrilling version of that ride, and you know, so you get pros and cons in there. But for us,
was the soundtrack cool at least?
Yeah, I mean Daft Punk, you can't go wrong with Daft Punk. So that's probably one of the best parts, you know. I think it's kind of confusing too if you don't pay attention to like the video. It's a very minimalistic ride. Like there's barely a pre-show. You know, the theming is black walls with blue lines, you know.
JPEG era theming.
Yeah, so it's it's very like minimal. The queue is, you know, I mean, we didn't see like the full queue, but from what I understand, it's not that complicated either. So it's just, there's very little story, more just doing, you know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I mean,
Katrina, did you hop on board?
I did.
Did you not die? Yeah?
Twice.
I'm
still here.
What a girl.
Twice?
Twice. I know. Isn't that crazy?
More times than she goes on Everest with me.
It's true. It's true.
It was the first time.
I did the first time in the bucket seat with my friend Tina, and I was scared shitless.
Oh.
So we took off, and
To put it blankly.
yes.
I was shaking, and so we took off, and that was fine because I was like, the seats in the bucket are so wide that I had to put my feet up to hold myself steady, like to hold myself still.
Oh my.
Because it's like really far. And then so when I was like trying to reach forward, it just seemed too far. So I was like holding like the little pull down bars, and I'm like the whole time. And it was actually not that bad. The first time I was like, oh, okay, this is great. I want to kind of try the bike the next time because it wasn't like too intense. Then I tried the bike a couple days later. Oh man, it was like I was like ready to go with a photo because I was like, I already know where the photo is, and I'm like hanging out when the photo comes by. I was gonna look cute, and then it took off, and then it took off again, and then I was like, and then so that was my photo. It was really bad. So then we took off, and I was doing it on the bike. I hated it. I could not. The handles are really uncomfortable. They're like these like the metal pull down. It didn't feel like it was like tight on my back. And then I got super nauseous. I got off the bike, and I was like, I gotta go like to the bathroom. And then so I had to like get some AC for a little bit. And then he went to go ride Seven Doors Mine Train, and I was like, you could do it alone. I just like hung out in the AC the whole time. I found this like little like vent thing like right in where like the exit of Seven Doors, and I was just hanging out there being like so that
back to life.
So the bike is a no for me, but the bucket it's okay. Yeah. I could probably do it again with a bucket. But and a bucket, like a bucket in a bucket.
Bucket in a bucket.
Yeah.
And then a side bucket to throw up in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I did it. I did it twice.
Had a girl.
Here we go.
I'm surprised you did it twice. That's great. Congratulations.
I was really curious about trying at nighttime because like everybody says it's like a different experience at nighttime, and
it's not.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so they did it. I decided to sit with my mac and cheese and watch Happily Ever After while they went on Tron. So I was in my own little happy place. So
Tron, we're doing hits and misses, and I was gonna say I think it's kind of a miss.
Wow.
I'm indifferent because I don't like roller coasters. So
so I just I just feel like it needs to be longer, or there needs to be something more to it. It just feels very minimalistic.
I mean, it's beautiful at night.
Next.
The soundtrack was great. If you want a good breeze, you just go right up in there right before the entrance and you get all this wind. That's where I was hanging out when Tyler went. Like one time I was just like, I'm just going to get some air. And then that breeze was like flying by. I was like, this is nice for Florida.
Heck of a breezeway.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The thing is like, I think the coolest part about it is you're on a motorcycle, but like there's already a ride that does that better, which is Hagrid's over at Islands of Adventure.
I don't know that place.
Yeah. I will say Hagrid's is way better than Tron.
Yeah,
100%.
so it's just kind of sad, but I don't know.
Anyway.
It's still cool, but yeah, let's move on. This is kind of a first because we've seen Fantasmic before, obviously
on
millions of times on both coasts, but this was our first time seeing it since they had like kind of redone it and they added new characters like Moana and Elsa and I gotta say, and they got rid of that Pocahontas section, which was everybody was always kind of like, I mean, that was great. I really love Fantasmic. It was so much fun seeing it again. And I think some highlights for me were the Moana section and the Elsa stuff, like I mentioned. I mean, but the Moana one is amazing because she's just like running through the water and she's singing her song about water and and it's just very beautiful. I kind of teared up a little bit at that moment. So
I cried.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. I mean, the only thing I don't love about this Fantasmic is Garrett was kind of talking about it earlier. Is like I hate the stadium thing. I really do. I much prefer the just sitting on the floor at Disneyland and just being so far away. You have to walk forever to get to the stadium too. It just feels like it's just a pain. It really is. And when Fantasmic is over at Disneyland, you're at the theme park. You could just go right back, but
it's not a half-mile hike back to the park.
Yeah.
But so I mean, for me, Fantasmic is a hit every time. But the updates were fantastic. They were even Fantasmic.
Oh.
Hey!
So I'm very happy with. I'm very happy with the actual show.
That's outstanding. And some eats. What kind of food? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so another first. Again, we tried...
my gosh.
We tried... Now I'm blanking on the name of it. Chefs de France. Chefs de France, yeah.
Garrett, how do you say it?
Chef de France. Like that. Like there's no... You said it pretty... it's not like... it's not like... Like, it's not like that. It's just Chef de France. Like, as long as you don't say Chefs de France, as long as you don't say that...
Frenchie de Chefsa?
Frenchie de Chefsa? Chef Boyardee?
So you stop by Chefs de France.
Yeah, do you want to talk about Chefs de France?
Sure. It was great. They were really, really nice. We did the Tyler and I decided to do like the prefix type of thing.
Okay.
How much was it? 75.
I think it was 75.
It was around $75. So you get like a first course, second course, dessert, and you get a glass of wine. And so I chose that because it would have been, it's cheaper because I wanted a glass of wine anyway. So with doing this, and I was going to get like a first and a second, you technically get like kind of like the dessert for free in a way. So that was really good. We did not know how big the sizes were going to be. Those portions were so massive. So they were able to do a gluten-free French onion soup, which is great.
That's actually impressive.
Baby is massive. Like this picture doesn't even give it justice on how big it is. It's like that bowl
I couldn't finish
opening was as big as my hand.
Wow.
It was massive. And they put the gluten-free bread in there. It was great. I kind of like the gluten-free bread that they gave is this like weird gummy bread. So it didn't really work out in the soup form. So I just ate all the cheese and like ate the broth and stuff. But it was really nice that they were able to do it, which was great because it's kind of hard sometimes, a hit and miss type of thing. But it was delicious. Tyler's looked really great. They give you like a little baguette, which is really cute. And then I got the fish. Forgot what it was. But it was really tasty. And then they did it with this like champagne beurre blanc on the bottom, and then like the rice. It was just so good and so refreshing after eating something so heavy, like with all that cheese from the French onion. It mind blowing how big the fish was.
I was going to say that is a thick fish.
It is massive. I want to say
bigger
it was
than the steak
sea bass,
on the right.
Yeah, it looks bigger than the steak.
no.
Right?
It is, and it was
bigger than
just
steak.
it was so good, and that beurre blanc was just money. I could just drink it. And then Tyler got like the steak and potatoes, and it looked really good. And then I think instead of there was like green beans, and he wanted cauliflower instead of the green beans.
Okay.
But anyway, but it was really great. The portions were huge. And how did you even like the potatoes? They looked really good from afar. They're like little potato.
They were okay. I don't know. It was okay.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna say, you know, well, I'll finish off with the dessert.
Oh yeah, and then the dessert. I forgot what you got. It was like a chocolate torte, but then I got the creme brulee.
Oh yeah.
And it was tasty. It had that beautiful when you smack the spoon in the sugar,
Smack it.
cracks, and it's just so yummy and crunchy. Ugh. It was really good. But again, like you're eating all of this food, and the creme brulee I thought was going to be like
there it is.
a little bit smaller. Look how big this thing is.
That is
it
a
was
big creme brulee.
massive. I honestly thought with the prefix they give you like tinier portions of everything, to be honest. And no, it was a huge creme brulee, and then I pretty much ate the whole thing. I forced myself to eat it. I was like, I'm going to be miserable for the rest of the night.
Great value.
I
was glad I wore like a stretchy dress.
Oh, is that in slow motion?
Yeah, look at that.
I was like, why is your hand going so slow?
I was like,
man?
look at this.
Oh wow, look at that! It's like Thor's hammer coming down on that thing.
Thor's hammer.
That's right.
Wow.
Mjolnir, you'll feel my wrath.
Look how crunchy the sugar is. Oh, it was
wow.
perfectly cooked. Delish.
So, did you feel
Love
hit or
those.
miss on this
Oh,
one?
and then
I
that little
thought
flake
it
just
was
fell
a
off.
hit for the price and like how big the portions were. To be honest, it was great. Probably wouldn't do the prefix again unless I was super duper hungry. But if you're like wanting to like maybe share a little bit, like one person get an entree and then share the dessert and the entree or the appetizer, one person gets it.
Yeah.
And then maybe do an entree yourself
Yeah, it's good advice.
because it's a lot of
It's a lot of food.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're a little split on this one because it was, while everything was pretty good, I don't think I would go back again. Honestly, I feel like I'd rather spend, if I'm gonna eat, like sit down somewhere, I would rather. There's other places I'd rather go because for me too, like the steak was just like okay. I don't know.
He chose poorly.
I think their lunch is better, in my opinion.
We
I
did
like
the
their
lunch.
lunch a little bit more.
Yeah.
That was the lunch?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
that was the dinner. Oh, you didn't want the croque monsieur? Or
Oh,
did they not
I don't
even
think
have
that was an
anymore?
option. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, then they've changed a lot. That's sad.
I
Yeah,
think they just made
would
it
have gotten
dinner
that. That
for,
sounds
like,
good. Yeah.
all day.
Yeah, because they had. Well, next time go to Viennapoli, I'll hook you up with my pizza guy over there.
Okay.
Or he should get the fish like I did because that was delicious.
fish.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like hands down for like theme park fish. Like I was just like, I'm gonna do it, and then it was really good.
That's a beefy fish.
Oh man, it was that beurre blanc, the champagne beurre blanc was so good.
Well,
So tasty.
you really do sound split, but I think that's fascinating. Yeah, that's great.
He's like, you're crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything
Divorce
to me was
papers
like,
are in the mail.
I mean, it was a lot of food, but $75 is a lot of money too. So I was kind of like, I don't know.
His steak was kind of like theme park steak. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
so
When he
that's kind
cut
of the
open,
problem.
like when he cut it open, it was kind of like it was cooked, like the way he wanted to cook, but the quality.
Well, now you know. You tried something new, and that's the point.
Yeah.
So good.
Get the fish.
Yeah, get the fish. Yeah.
So the last thing
Yeah,
on our
poisson.
trip report here, until we get to something else a little later, is we did a pontoon fireworks cruise.
Heyo.
Yeah.
Which we have done this before,
Look
actually.
at us.
So it's the only thing that we've actually done
Disgustingly
before.
cute.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You're disgusting too.
That was me after I ate all the food too. I was like, woof.
Yeah, I know. But I gotta say, it sounds expensive at $400, but we shared it with. It was up. You can ride with up to 10 people.
Yeah.
So we shared it with those people. Everybody split the cost. It's not that big of a deal when you consider it like that. And then on top of that, they let you bring on whatever you want. They give you a little bit of snacks, like she brought potato chips and had like sodas and water and stuff. But they also just let you bring on straight up just booze, and you can just
Oh, nice.
If you don't have anything too, you can stop at like Gasparilla, and they have like bottles of sparkling wine or whatever, and you can like just bring them on with you. She provided us. We were like, what are we gonna do about glasses? And they actually had plastic glasses there for us too,
Yeah, little champagne
like little
flutes.
champagne flutes, which was like crazy. So it was a really fun time. It's a great view of the fireworks, and you get about an hour of cruising time before the fireworks happen.
It goes by so fast.
And it goes by really quick, but our guide took us over to like the old Discovery Island location and showed us the entrance, and like she has this big powerful flashlight and she shined it at the entrance and everything, and that was just so cool. You get these amazing photos. You get to watch the
we
electric
have
water pageant.
Footage of that
there
Discovery
it is.
Island there.
Yeah, there it is.
Looks like a
Yeah.
prison break.
Yeah, look how
Yeah.
dark it is, and all of a sudden she's like, "Here's the light," Shoop. And then you're like, "Whoa!"
Oh,
I mean,
it looks
this
like
was-
Indiana Jones when you go around the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, this was like a highlight for all of us. We were all like kind of losing our minds when we were, because you can rent your own pontoon boat during the day, but this is kind of within the off limits area where you're not supposed to take your boat. And her being a Disney cast member was just like, I'll take my boat wherever I damn well please.
Yeah.
We do what we want.
Yeah.
She was so cool too because we took a little time too. So when we were going back, she was like booking it, and so we were going so fast on the way back. I was like, we cannot do that when we rent a pontoon.
So that was a definite hit. I mean, this
Oh, yeah.
if you get 10 of your friends together or 9 of your friends together, $400. It sounds expensive, but it's really not that bad if you split it all up. And I highly recommend this. There's no hustle and bustle of being in the middle of the park or any of that. So
Yeah.
You don't have any kids on shoulders ruining
No.
your fireworks
Yeah.
view?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
if there are
great.
kids on
If you
shoulders,
really
they,
have to
they end
see-
up in the lake.
The castle, then no, then you probably won't like this. But if you want to see the fireworks and then just relax and enjoy the view and stuff from afar, oh my God, it's really relaxing.
It goes
Exactly.
without saying they play the music too.
Yeah, they play the music.
Oh, even
at the same
better.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like loud.
Synchronized music.
Yeah. And then they
uh,
drive by the water pageant, which is cool.
Yep.
So close.
And you're not in the crush of humanity following the fireworks.
No.
Best part.
That's like
True.
the best part. Yeah.
Smart, yeah.
Out on your pontoon, zipping
So
around,
good. So good. Bring your own
Yeah.
desserts. Be like your own dessert party.
visiting Discovery Island with velociraptors watching from the shore.
I'm sure there. I mean, somebody in our group too was like, "It's like Jurassic Park." Oh, was he? Okay. I don't know. I remember somebody saying it. Listen, I was imbibing alcoholic
I was going to
beverages.
say, how many drinks in were you at that point?
I
It's
know.
hard to remember, right?
He saw the dinosaurs.
He did. Yeah.
I saw eyes in there. They were like peeking out, like watching.
They came to life. That's right. Yes. Well,
So that's our trip report. For
so many great firsts.
Yeah. A lot of
Congratulations.
hits.
Yeah.
a lot of hits.
Oh,
It was a great
misses.
trip overall.
And the weather, huge hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather was nice.
Fantastic. Beautiful, cool
Lucked out
breezes.
there.
We got like one little rainstorm the whole time, and that was when we were in our car, so it was fine.
Outstanding.
Okay.
Congratulations to the two of you on so many firsts and experiencing things the right way.
Disney adulting.
Yeah. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. You got it.
What's up?
And now you know. Are you somebody who has ever rented a watercraft out on the Seven Seas Lagoon in front of Magic Kingdom or around the Magic Kingdom resorts? We'd love to hear from you, or any of the topics that were covered here in this trip report. Are they something that might help you in your future trip planning? We would also love to hear from you on that. Let us know.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.